Hey everyone, this is Heidi from Aventuring Mystic and Healer, Comfort Amidst the Chaos, giving you a shout out and a shout out to our psychic advisor, Jane Dowler. Now, something really interesting happened to me this week, and I thought that it was a really good experience to share with all of you. And earlier this week, I was at work and Jane texted me. She said, "Hey, everything is fine. There's no emergency, but I have a spirit here who is connected to you, who really needs to get a message across. And can we talk after work?" I said, "Sure, no problem." So a couple of hours go past, and associate of mine, she comes up to me and she says, "So, Gina's a psychic medium?" And I said, "Yes." And she said, I just was on vacation and I watched all of your videos." She said, "I really enjoyed them." I said, "That's fantastic." And then what she does is she shows me her son. And she said, "This is my son, and he passed away, and I really need to talk with him." Now, in my head, something clicks, and I said, "I wonder if that's the spirit that Jane was talking about." Now, on a whim, I just took out the text message and I showed her. And she goes, "Are you kidding me?" And I said, "I could be. I don't know what spirit is connecting with Jane. Could be, couldn't be. I'm not promising, but I just thought it was really kismet that Jane texts me, that you come up to me right after you have been on vacation, and this is what the messages that I'm getting." So I go home, connect with Jane, and it turns out she has a message for my work buddy. Jane told me everything that her son had said to her, and I wrote everything down. So anything that was in a quotation came from him via Jane. So the next day, I gave her the messages. I folded them nice and neatly, plastic bag, gave them to her, and I was like, "This is from your son." She goes, "Are you kidding me?" I said, "No, I'm not." So she reads it and she is floored. I said, "Does any of what she is saying resonate with you? Does it make sense?" She goes, "Some of it, yes, some of it, no." And I said, "That's okay. It doesn't have to resonate now. In a couple of days, in a couple of weeks, give it some time, and it will." But she was very excited and she was very thankful and appreciative to Jane. And then one of the last things that she had said was, "He didn't say he loved me." Now, to me, I'm thinking, as Heidi just breaking it down in a logical manner, I thought he was, because of the things that he was explaining and how he knew where she was, and, pay attention to the signs of look at the curtain, check on the floor for the pennies and stuff like that. But for a mom, I think it's important to them for them to hear the words. So that stayed with me all day. So later on that night, I'm in bed and I'm scrolling through my phone to my newest obsession, which is book bundles that are being sent out to people because I think they're pretty. And Jane texts me again and she says, "He's back. I have another message." And I said, "Fabulous. What is it?" He says, "Tell her I love her and I'm always with her." And then I'm thinking, oh my goodness. Jane is in a, you know, different part of the state where I am. And the message went through loud and clear from him to Jane, back to me. And then I forwarded Jane's message to his mom. Every single quotation mark again was everything that he said. And she goes, I said at the end of the text message, I said to her, it's like, "He heard you." And she was goes, "Are you kidding me?" And I said, "No, he heard you." So this again was confirmation for her from her son that he is always with her, for her to look for signs, and that keep talking to him because he's there listening to you. And for me, it brought me back to the video that I did on Wednesday talking about how spirits choose the mediums that they are going to speak through. And from his mom, I think personally, her watching the videos that Jane and I do, he saw the energy that Jane had matched his, so he chose Jane to get a message to his mom. And I thought that was absolutely amazing. It's just inspiring what Jane can do and the messages that the spirits want to get to their loved ones. That it's one of the reasons why we do what we do. And his mom was so grateful, so thankful. And, now she feels better. And that is exactly what we would like to have people do after they have a reading with Jane. So I will leave the links to Jane's readings because, I have to, because this is something that all of you might be thinking about. So the links will be there. And with that being said, everyone, I bid you adieu. And I hope everyone has a fabulous rest of the day and go out and enjoy yourselves, okay? Do something nice for you. Bye bye.